Hello, cash flow team. During this series, we are continuing our discussion on how to manifest money. Remember, we are on a mission to have money for our future selves, and one way to do that is by manifesting. Let's begin. Steps 2 and 3. Uncover your hidden fears about money, as you probably already realize, as we are getting ready to make better financial decisions, that setting specific goals and planning is just the first step. We've tackled the concrete, the how-to part. Next, we're going to get into some mindset stuff. If you're still procrastinating, lose the blame you're probably slinging at yourself. Procrastination is almost always a byproduct of fear, so let's tackle those fears and see how we can make them genuinely go away. Let's break it down, just as we did with goals and planning. Identify repetitive thoughts that make you feel powerless. Identify repetitive actions that bleed time and energy. When we're kids, we're like little sponges. We soak everything up. If we're unfortunate enough to have more negative influences in our lives than positive, we really soak up those negative thoughts. And as you probably have already discovered, they really cling. Even highly successful coaches fall prey to this every day to some degree. The key is they can name the monster and chase it away fairly quickly. Repetitive thoughts are almost like negative money mantras, and you've probably been saying them to yourself for years, so start watching out for them. So take action right after this webinar. Name those monsters and write them down. What do you beat yourself up with? Here are some of the common ones. Oh, I'm uncomfortable being rich. Oh, I don't deserve to be rich. Oh, only bad people are wealthy. Oh, money doesn't grow on trees. Oh, I have to work harder to make more money. Oh, I'm no good with money. Spiritual people don't get rich. Oh, be happy with what you have. Oh, money is the root of all evil. So, where do these negative money beliefs and thoughts come from? Some are common sayings from sources such as the Bible or from other philosophical sources. Most are negative voices in our heads. You may even recognize some of your voices. For example, your grandmother saying over and over when you were little and your dad was out of work, "Money doesn't grow on trees, you know," whenever you asked for some small item. Or your mother saying to your father, "Money smarts just doesn't run in your family, does it?" Said in a bitter or chastising manner and reinforced by lack, these sorts of voices are the hardest ones to banish. But once you identify them, naming the monsters, you can then choose to reframe them. Reframing is a technique that psychologists use to create new neural pathways in the brain. Think of your brain as a grassy hill, peppered with shrubs, rocks, and trees galore. The first time you go from rock A to tree W, it can feel like a challenge, perhaps even hard. You need to wiggle your way around obstacles and find the shortest, safest way there. By the 5th time, you're starting to wear a faint track that you can follow, so it gets easier. By the 100th time, you've worn a deep groove along that path, and now it's really hard to get out of that rut. Plus, you don't feel like breaking a new trail. But that's exactly what you have to do, because you've realized the old one takes you nowhere, or to a bad place. Those deep grooves, those ruts, are your neural pathways. They feel comfortable because they're deeply worn and habitual. It takes a bit of work to make a new path. Here's an example of reframing a negative money mantra. Negative thought that money is evil. Reframed thought is, money is neither evil nor good. It's what you do with it, and I can help more people, including myself and my family, if I make more money. Now notice that the negative thought is highly subjective, often even superstitious. The reframed thought bursts the bubble of subjectivity by looking at the thought in a clear, realistic, and practical way. It is objective. So, whenever you catch yourself repeating one of your negative money mantras, reframe it to a more realistic, healthy thought. Take your list of negative thoughts and write a new, realistic, positive reframed thought beside each one. Then start using your new thoughts. Reinforce your new, realistic, positive thoughts. Here are 3 other common beliefs that stop people from manifesting more money. Oh, I'm not ready. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I have to do something, be something first. These are actually not just negative beliefs or negative thoughts. They are excuses you habitually use to avoid success. And why do we make excuses? That's right, it's just fear rearing its ugly little head again. If you do have a negative thought, that's not a bad thing. It's not something you should blame yourself for or beat yourself up over. Again, remember to keep it simple. When you get a negative thought, it simply means there's something there you need to look at before you can clear it. Examine your negative thoughts. Don't blame yourself for having them. Look at the cons to achieving your goal. These can be huge clues as to why you feel so paralyzed and can't move forward. Again, when you write down your chronic excuses, you're naming the monsters and shrinking them down to size. For example, you might face the fact that you haven't created anything for your financial future. That's a valid fear. Now you've identified it. Ask yourself, is this a reasonable fear? Followed by, what's the worst that could happen? And how do I do my best to make sure people flock to it? Suddenly, you find yourself in planning mode. You might brainstorm limitless possibilities. You can even imagine the worst. What's the worst that can happen? I'm too late. And do you really think that your favorite financial influencers never fail? Not at all. The difference is they do their best research and then get it out there. If it flops, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this, and move on to the next idea. Yes, it hurts a bit, but their self-worth isn't totally tied up in success. They know it's all about running the best race you can. So, 6 questions to ask yourself to stop self-sabotaging. Is this thought or belief realistic? 2. Am I throwing up objections before exploring this properly? 3. How can I reframe this thought more realistically? 4. What's the worst that can happen? 5. So, 6. What if is a wonderful formula and a wonderful question. If you continue to have issues with negative money thoughts or attitudes, be aware that this can also signify a problem with loving and accepting yourself. One of the ways you can love yourself more is to remind yourself that you deserve the same as everyone else in life, no more, and certainly no less. You will also need to change your story. Everybody has a story. Sometimes it's your family story, inherited from parents and grandparents. Sometimes it's all your own construct, born out of trauma or avoidance. But if you find yourself making the same excuses time after time, you can bet your life you've got a real downer of a story, and it is your biggest saboteur and excuse. Nothing good ever happens to the Smiths, you moan to your best friend over the last dust motes of coffee. We're doomed to live in debt. You're an adult. Change the response, and you can change the story you've bought into or created. And the beautiful fact is, you can decide and choose to change that story starting today. Lose those negative mantras, reframe them, come up with a new goal and plan. Keep it simple. Change just one thing if it feels overwhelming, but take action today. Next, step 3, invest and stop nickel and dimming yourself. Another unnecessary act of sabotage we inflict on ourselves. Nickel and dimming. Nickel and diming is, struggling for 3 years with an outdated computer, suffering frustration and stress, blaming yourself for inexplicable computer errors and annoying clients with faulty formatting, when you could have bought yourself a fast, new computer and completed projects in half the time. Using cheap contractors to get things done, then, after having paid them, spending hours you don't have fixing everything they did wrong. Having a pay-as-you-go mentality and buying resources one piece at a time, more expensive in the long run, instead of leveraging the skills of high-end resource providers. Eating mac and cheese 5 days a week because it's cheaper than buying fresh produce, protein powder, and Greek yogurt for smoothies, then having no energy. Worst of all, when you nickel and dime yourself, you send yourself a huge message, reinforcing it over and over. And you guessed it, that message is, I don't deserve to be wealthy. I don't deserve to be happy. I don't deserve success. Plus, It's hard to feel confident charging your clients top rates or charging a competitive price for your products when you are reinforcing this message to yourself over and over. This is why budget class thinking will keep you not only stuck, but inactive and procrastinating. Even if you're the type of entrepreneur who has spent thousands on every type of coach you can think of and buys every new course, you may still be nickel and diming yourself. Not by buying cheap tools and courses and equipment, but by not valuing yourself and your needs, letting others dictate to you what's important and putting their sales agendas ahead of your life goals. The fix? Go back to identifying your main goal and creating a plan using the who, what, where, when, why, how formula. Make a pact with yourself to ruthlessly resist anything that doesn't fit into that plan and goal, and unsubscribe from the million and one danglers of high-ticket shiny objects. Remember, price isn't the only indicator of a course or tool's value. Relevance is its most important attribute. So before purchasing anything, ask yourself, oh, is this the best tool for my purpose? Focus on the best tool, the best solution, and the best self-care that you can manage. Invest in the right high-value tools and resources and real self-care. Send yourself the message, I'm worth it. Thanks for tuning in, Cashflow Team, to Weston Financial Services. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a step toward financial freedom. Until next time, your future self will thank you. Be sure to visit my website, westonfinancialservices.com, and we'll see you next time for part 4.